So is there any truth at any time in your life if you say, well, this really shouldn't be? Has there ever been any truth to that? Any time you might have said that? No. I can't find a problem until I invent a Fred. Once I've got Fred, I don't have any problem finding problems. Play hell getting out of them, but I don't have any trouble finding them.
I am actually reading your book now, and just shortly ago, I finished chapter 3
Which book?
about the one about recovery
Oh, Beyond Recovery, Non-Duality, the 12
beyond.
Steps.
Yeah.
That's my first
And
book. Yeah.
boy, I was sitting in a restaurant and I was just reading it on my phone. The third step is about surrender. And then I noticed that you were talking about that and mentioned that in the meditation. Whenever you started talking about the individual getting their arms cut off and then cut my legs off and what is left, telling the doctor you'll split $1 million if you can find the Fred inside, and it was never found. And so there you was, just a drop of clay, for another word of it, I don't know, still with an empty pocket. The
Yeah.
doctor never found who Fred was on the inside.
Yeah.
And it is so interesting. I mean, it's all to me. I've been in recovery for about 4.5 years, and I didn't
Good for
realize
you.
how much of a spiritual seeker that I was until I got into recovery. I really dived really deep into the spiritual aspect of the program. I've got a good friend that lives over in the UK, and he and I are, we're kind of parallel as far as the length of our sobriety and where we're at now with non-duality and trying to learn about it. I tell him all the time, I don't know what any of this is for. I've come to that conclusion that in this mental state that I'm predominantly 99% of the time in, this is all just a joke, that these physical things that I see, and I don't know what any of this is for. The spiritual piece of me, that oneness within me, may already know what that is that I haven't experienced yet. But I mentioned to him earlier today, I said, that's the only question I have at death is, I hope that there's going to be some kind of exclamation about what this was really about. It's such a silly joke sometimes. Just whenever you step back and you're just looking at it.
If somebody was to right now touch you on the head with a wand, remove all your suffering, would you then care how they did it? Would you
Not
ask
at
about the
all.
wand?
Not
Where's
at
that
all.
wand come from? How the hell did you do that? I don't want to take this until I know all about it.